BBC focused on Africa. Now let's have a recap of our top stories. Yellow pigs invade the city again. NSSF releases 11.5% interest rate for 2013-2014 financial year. NRM party primaries, Ofono Pondo speaks out. Stray elephants destroy property in Oyam district. And Lira UTC management holds tuition fees rise. Well, that is still a part of the newsroom and we are continuing. But up next, we have Scoop on Scoop with Mary Luswata.
This is Urban TV.
It's exactly 9 p.m. and guess what? Scoop on Scoop has moved to this exact time. So forget everything you've been watching for the past couple of months when I was at 10. Now I'm at 9, so everybody needs to switch to this time. I'm sorry for everybody who is on TV at this time. I am the queen of this game. So anyway, welcome to the newsroom. It's Scoop on Scoop, and yes, it's the first time Scoop on Scoop is airing in the newsroom. You've seen the hashtag TNR. You probably don't know what it means, but just keep watching. You'll know exactly what it is. Otherwise, it's news and all current affairs, and you can't say news and current affairs and miss out on celebrity gossip. That's why Scoop on Scoop is part of the newsroom. Shall we? I received this invite to Rising Star Media and Rising Star to the grand finale of the Rising Star Awards, and you have requested me to appear for award presentation. I keep saying I have like a whole security detail. How do you expect to send me one invite and think I'll show up? If I don't feel safe in a place, I won't come. So if you really want me to be there, send a lot more. In fact, address it to Mary Duswata's security detail. That way I will show up. I'm showing off, eh? Also, you show off if you think it's easy. So anyway, I intend to play for you Abba's new song. I wish I could give you a chance to, listen to the audio. The video already is making rounds on YouTube. People seem to be very interested in seeing what Abba Marcus Mayanja has to offer this country. My friend Maya thinks it's a cute song. I listened to it. I don't think it's a cute song. For me, all I see is a school dropout in the making. But who am I? Chameleon himself said something like, oh, but there's another Mayanja. You know how Chameleon likes to show off. Anyway, he calls himself an upcoming artist, but then the song is Game Over, which I don't really get. And then somewhere in the song he says, I'll buy you a Range Rover. Abba, go to school. So has any of you guys seen this picture of Desire? It's been trending. Desire tries to pull a sexy move on. Yeah, she tried out, she stretched her sexiness as far as she could. For me, all I see is somebody who looks like they need to use the bathroom. Like, honestly, people have been sharing this photo, telling me how Desire Lusanda pulled off the sexy photo pose, and me, I'm thinking, what? She looks like her back hurts. You know how you go to a party and the party is boring, but then you need to take a picture and send it to someone to make them think that you're having a good time. So all of you gather into a picture and then you put on a huge smile for like 3 seconds. They take the picture and you go back to your lousy, miserable selves. That's what Desire looks like. She looks like she was hurting in a certain way, and then because the body language is I am hurting, or something is really hurting, or my back, or something, or I'm not comfortable in these clothes, or I don't think I look really nice in this clothes. I don't know. The body language spells out something different, but the face is like, I'm Desire Lusanda, I'm the diva. I need to look like I'm enjoying this. It didn't work for me. So Dax Cartel, and every time I say that name, I've said this before and I'll say it again, it reminds me of a shoe polish brand, Dax Cartel. It would work really well. Somebody, whoever is planning to come up with that shoe polish brand or like a fumigate, I'm told he has a fumigating business though, by the way. You know the story that he was jailed for possessing fake documents, fake travel documents. I don't know if he was carrying around someone else's passport, or I don't know the details yet, but apparently he's been released. And in my head, I'm thinking, okay, Dax Cartel, really? Why are we even hearing about this guy? about Dax Cartel. I mean, the last time we had anything that sounded like music from this guy, he teamed up with Shiba. Can you imagine Dax Cartel and Shiba on the same bloody song? That's like double torture. Double torture. Let me tell you what Dax Cartel does. He's like the annoying, I don't know if that's music or something close to music or something that he has decided he will, you know, I don't know, some of these people decide, they wake up in the morning and they say, okay, I'm going to make something close to music. I know this is not music, but Dax Cartel, he will send you straight to Butabika. You listen to his music, 3 of his songs, and you're running mad. I don't know what he does. I don't know what the nonsense is. It's like rubbish. Do you know a bad disease? But unfortunately, it's in your ears. A bad, lousy disease that you listen to. Oh my God, Dax Cartel's music sucks so bad. I don't know if there's anybody out there who really takes time to listen to that nonsense. I don't. Someone else who produces nonsense as well is missing. Yes, there's a Nigerian drug lord in the mix, and I'm just thinking that Anita Zero Distance is not missing. She could probably got high on something and she doesn't know where she is. When she wakes up, you will know where she is. I don't think she's missing. I don't think she's in any kind of danger. No one should panic. Apparently her friends have not seen her in days. She will come back. She's just high. She got high and she probably blacked out somewhere in a gutter. She will come back, don't worry. So just send out an announcement and see if you see someone who has, you know, her hair, she has that stupid mohawk. If you find anyone who has that mohawk and she's scantily dressed, that's her. They will bring her back to you. She's not lost. She's okay, just high, probably. The hashtag is TNR on Twitter and on Facebook. Join the conversation. Otherwise, coming up is Daniel Mumbere. We've come a long way with this one. It's hashtag mwah. Enjoy. Bye-bye. Good night.
Well, for every time I feel like getting annoyed, I just have to watch Scoop on Scoop. So for you, I'm sure it makes you laugh. Thank you very much. This is still the newsroom, and we are going to be having a future, and that is innovate. You should stay put to that. But for now, we're having hashtag with Daniel Mumbere.
This is Urban TV.
It's now time for the hashtag on the newsroom. The hashtag TNR has been trending. Your feedback has been amazing. So many have been asking what it's all about. Now you know what it's all about. And it's now time for us to also play our part in the hashtag TNR. So we're very, very excited. This means that hashtag is now going to be airing daily as opposed to the weekly that we've been doing. So for every single day from Monday to Friday at around 10 minutes past 9, we will be doing hashtag and looking at the top social media conversations that you will be having. And today we're going to be looking at how the social media is shaping the way we cover the news. So by the mere fact that we have hashtag in the newsroom, this says something about social media. And joining me today are some journalists and experts who are going to be helping me have this discussion about how social media is shaping news coverage. So in studio we have Ruth Aine, who is a blogger, is also a key social media influencer here in Uganda, is a global shaper and also a journalist by profession. Welcome to the show, Ruth.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, it's good to have you on the show for the very, very first time here on Urban TV. And also joining us via Skype is a veteran journalist, is a veteran blogger. He's now one of the people who work with on Urban TV. He's producing, he's script writing. He does so many things, and we are happy to have you on the show. Bazanye, how are you?
Hey, hi Dan.
Yes.
And hi Ruth.
Hello.
All right. So we will be having that conversation later on, but let's start by looking at today's top social media trends in viral load. If we had $1 for every tweet that asked what hashtag TNR is all about, we would have enough money to buy all the bundles we need in the world. And for all who are asking, your answer is here. Hashtag TNR is the new way of covering current affairs, and Urban TV is pioneering this trend with hourly news updates, cutting-edge analysis, BBC Focus on Africa, Scoop on Scoop, daily social media updates, feature stories, sports updates, and the best of parody. Tips woke up this morning to hashtag InnovateUG as the National Information Technology Association NITA Uganda hosted stakeholders in the ICT industry to an IT innovation workshop where discussions about youth, innovation and ICTs were held offline and online. The key question for you here is, what role can you play in spurring innovation in Uganda? Hashtag Kampala City Festival is still trending online as Kampala peeps wait for the historic street carnival that has been promised for this Sunday. The KCCA Executive Director Jennifer Mosisi made an early morning tour of Vision Group where she handed out phones, cameras and t-shirts to lucky winners that will be attending the festival. Hashtag God of Cloud was a related trend championed by the gospel community of Kampala who are dedicating the city to God. The most shared social media trend today was the yellow pigs that were introduced on Kampala streets in the early morning showers. The 4 pigs which were painted in yellow were widely shared as media reports indicated that 2 people had been arrested in connection with this second invasion of Kampala's political peace by disgruntled political players and yellow pigs. You are still watching the newsroom, and it's now time for hashtag on the newsroom. The hashtag we're using is TNR. You can tell us everything that you'd like to know about hashtag TNR. Just go on our Twitter pages, that is Urban TV Uganda, or even on our Facebook page, that is urbantv.ug, and you will find this conversation happening. Right now, we're going to get into that conversation about how social media is shaping news coverage. Bazanye, you've been in the news for a long time. You've been in this space for a long time. How has social media affected the way you see your colleagues operating, the way you operate as a journalist?
I think that the major change that has happened since the advent of social media is that the news used to set the agenda. The mainstream news used to set the agenda, but now it seems that we tend to follow it. It seems that because of Twitter and Facebook, breaking news before 9 o'clock or the time for the evening's bulletin, that means that what the traditional media is doing right now is responding to or explaining or expanding what people already know, as opposed to informing them and making them be the ones to know.
I hear you, and of course, we know that I know so many of the mainstream medias, including Urban TV, and will have stories about stories like the yellow pigs, which were training online. So yes, you have a point here when you say that it looks like the mainstream is following the social media. Ruth, you've also had the privilege of working for mainstream media and also doing online journalism. Is there a big difference in how both worlds operate?
There isn't a big difference because at the end of the day, the main reason as to why the channels exist probably is to tell news. So in terms of telling news, both traditional media and social media are still, doing this, telling the story. I think that the difference now comes with the timing, especially for social media. Timing is very, very crucial. And then, which means then that you obviously have got to quicken up the steps that come into producing the story. What we are seeing is just an enhancement of what would be on the ground, a quicker way of getting stories told, and also of engaging people as well. Because then you're able to tell the story, get feedback as soon as possible, which wasn't actually possible, or rather would take a longer time when it comes to the mainstream media.
Yes.
But so I mean, everything has got its pros and cons. It is how you look at each side of the coin. But I think that these are all welcome parts of telling the story of society that we're getting to embrace.
Social media has kind of has increased the number of publishing houses, media houses. Sometimes it seems like everyone is a media house of their own. Do you think this is good for the news?
Well, I think that the first thing we have to understand as consumers of the news, speaking as a consumer, not as a journalist myself, the first thing we have to understand is that not everyone who tweets or everyone who has a Facebook, who speaks on the socials is a journalist. I think that there's no clear distinction that is made between the professional press and people who are just rumor mongering or repeating stories which they heard from the grapevine. Well, if one handle can get itself the credibility
Yes.
as a reliable source of accurate information,
Yes.
then maybe you can say that is going to be like that Twitter handle or that Facebook page will be considered a published news house in a way of speaking.
Now, I hear you loud and clear, and I'd like to actually get Ruthie's opinion on this one about where that leaves citizen journalism. I know that so many people are using the online platforms, the fact that it's all you have to do is get the information, use the internet, you need a laptop, and you will be able to publish all that information. But where does that leave online journalism? But we're going to get into that after this short break. The newsroom is still on Urban TV, and you can tell us, you can engage with us using the hashtag TNR.